Now Ayrshire Radio podcast presents Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Welcome back to Ayrshire Insights with me, Elliot Boyce, and as promised, we have a brilliant guest on today's show for this week's Local Legend Spotlight. We've got David Stirrat from the Creamy Cheesecake Company. David, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So before we find out about how it all started, we want to know more about you. So first of all, it is a Sunday and people love to find out about your Sunday morning roll routine. But first of all, are you a tea or coffee man?
Me, tea, 1 cup of tea in the morning, and that's me.
Tomato sauce or brown sauce?
Oh, brown sauce all the way.
And what's your Sunday morning go-to roll?
Oh, the roll and sausage with onions and cheese.
Onions and cheese?
Oh, aye.
There we go, sorts you out. Brilliant. Now we're going to find out a lot more about David very soon. And then coming up, we're going to hear how a dream became a reality for David.
You're listening to Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Now Ayrshire Radio.
If you've just joined us, I'm chatting with David Stirrat, hearing how it all began. So David, where did you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in Ayr. I'm an Ayr boy through and through.
And where did your journey go then? So from Ayr, in school, what school did you go to?
So I went to Mainholme Academy. Long time ago, school doesn't exist on in Ayr, but...
And where did you then go? So from school, did you then go to college, work? What happened then?
I went to college, trained as a joiner. Was a self-employed joiner for a long while, up until COVID hit. Then I went into business with my wife.
So obviously cheesecakes is now your business. COVID, a time that I think it left a lot of people thinking about what they were going to be doing. What happened with the joinery business at that point?
Basically I just shut the door. You weren't allowed in people's houses and stuff like that. A lot of businesses were the same place. And just through ill health and stuff like that, I just said enough's enough and headed for a new career.
So did your wife have a cheesecake company before that, or was it off the back of you deciding you were giving up the joinery that you moved on to it?
No, it started up in 2019. Then when COVID hit, we just thought both businesses, that was it. But because of the home deliveries with the cheesecake hit, skyrocketed, and we've been busy ever since.
Now, fantastic. Now, talk about the idea. So back in 2019 when cheesecakes became a thing for you, what was your wife's vision at that point?
I think it was basically just to have something to do. It was... We used to have a wee shop that done costume jewellery and stuff like that in here, and she just decided one day that she was going to make cheesecakes.
Fantastic.
And that's just started for there.
So 2019, business started, you started to get involved during COVID times. Was COVID a real success point for the company then?
It was for the cheesecakes, yeah. We had 5 cars on the road delivering daily. Unfortunately, I had to sit out in the sun because I was in the vulnerable group, so I just had to sit out at the back drinking a glass of wine here and there.
Nothing worse. So you sat out the back, you had 5 cars going round doing deliveries.
Yep.
Business then, you thought, do you know what, this is something that's sustainable here and works?
Yep. Well, that's what it was. Then we moved into doing the markets, the farmers' markets. And we've been doing them, and we've covered the whole of the Central Belt, and we've been doing it for 7 years now.
So the farmers' markets, are they on daily or is it weekly, weekends?
It's mainly the weekends. You've got your Saturdays and your Sundays, the 2 main days. You'll get the odd one on a Friday, but it's mainly the Saturday and Sundays.
And that's your kind of go-to market then, just focusing on that and seeing the footfall. What kind of response do you get at them then? Is it busy?
It's good. A lot of them are good. Yep, you get your regulars that come round every week. We've even got folk at Stalkers and Folios all over the place in Glasgow. But no, it's we've made a living out of it, so we're doing well.
Fantastic. Now, talking about, you're somebody, you said you were a joiner, so you've been self-employed for a number of years now. Have you always been self-employed, or have you ever worked for anyone?
I worked for a company. I served my time with a company years ago, Lunch Homes. Served my time with them. I worked with them for about 13 and a half years. Then I went self-employed and worked for different companies. Then started it for myself.
What would you say the real challenge in self-employed is, and being self-employed? Clearly that decision you had to make at COVID time was a challenging one for you.
It was challenging. I think it's changed a lot for a lot of people. It's people have adapted. People have realised now that there's more to life than just knocking your pan in, working all day, every day. So,
do you feel that the cheesecakes have become a bit of a passion project for you, or do you see it as work?
I see it as work. My wife, it's more like a hobby for my wife. She loves making them, loves making them look nice and everything. And basically, I love eating them. So,
I was going to say, David, the fact that I'm hearing that you come into Now Ayrshire Radio regularly with cheesecakes, and I've got you on this morning, and there's no cheesecake in sight. What's going on here?
Oh, well, I'm awful sorry about that.
I'll need to go around some of the markets to give it a shot. Right, we're going to find out about the big wins and the biggest lessons just after this.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
Now Ayrshire.
We are still with David Stirrat, and we've heard about the early days, and now let's talk about the business journey. So David, obviously you'd mentioned earlier about COVID, and really that's when it started kind of taking a bit of an increase in terms of sales, with 5 cars being out on the road. What do you think your first big win with the cheesecakes has been?
To be honest with you, there's no one big massive one. I think there's a lot of small ones, and it's just every week's different. You meet so many different people and the characters, people at the markets as well. It's like your own wee family type thing, and it's just something to look forward to every weekend.
See, on the markets, is it market-esque trading? Do people come up to you and start the whole, I'll give you 2 for a 5, or I'll give you this? Is there a bit of negotiating goes on there?
I would get that, but sometimes you've just got to ask them if they do that in Tesco's or Morrison's or something like that, or one of the supermarkets.
So you're not encouraging it to the listener?
No.
So what would you say, what do you think the hardest day's been? How did, in fact, that's a good question, how did you scale it? So like during, when obviously the uptake in sales came at the point of COVID, where are you producing the cheesecakes from?
At the moment in time, when we started off, just before COVID, it all started in a log cabin at our back door, and then processed into our premises in Newmarket Street. And then after the Newmarket Street, we moved to Troon and opened a coffee shop, and we realised that the coffee shop side wasn't for us, so we then moved to Prestwick, and we opened a takeaway in Prestwick. But we realised that the markets were just taking up far too much of our time, and we felt bad for some of our local customers that we couldn't actually be in the shop to look after them and to serve them. But we still do our deliveries, and the local customers are still getting their deliveries.
Very interesting as to how a kind of niche product can grow and become such a staple for people that you're getting the regular custom. I mean, who doesn't love a cheesecake? It's a lovely cake that you can get, and probably one of my favourites. Going on to the scale of it then, who's doing all the preparation and cooking? Is it just your wife that focuses on that, or have you got a bit of staff now working with you?
That's my wife that does all the making. She's got all the recipes in her head, and we're not allowed to see what the recipes are. But I've got the technical job back, and I wash the dishes and
the hard stuff.
Aye, and go to the supermarket and pick up like the strawberries and stuff like that we need to get.
And you're not going to tell me any more ingredients online anymore. There'll be people listening just now with a notepad out going, I wonder how many strawberries they put on to make it nice. Now, going through the business side, what would you say your proudest moment's been?
You know, something that's just getting through every single day at the markets is proud, and the times you get your sellouts is fantastic, because like say your cheesecakes have only got a shelf life of maybe about 5 days. So for you having a sellout, you're really proud, you're chuffed. I'd say that's...
Is it quite a buzz then? Is it a buzz when you're leaving the market? You're going there in the morning, you've kind of probably got an idea of what stock you should bring with you, but then all it takes is a bit of rain.
Well,
could kill the footfall, or it could be absolutely bouncing with a sunny day. How do you gauge it?
You can't. You just cannot gauge it. I've seen us going to the market, you'll sell it. I've seen us maybe going to the same market the following month, you might have 10 or 15 cheesecakes left. You just cannot gauge it.
Very difficult, because as the world that we're in just now, costs are obviously on the rise. I mean, especially when you're doing scaled production and you're buying a lot of something. I mean, if people might be buying a pint of milk, or it's maybe went up in price, but it might be negligible in the grand scheme of things. Whereas when you're buying those raw ingredients for the quantity that you're making, I mean, how many cheesecakes are you producing roughly a week?
Roughly a week, we will go for about 800 to 1200 a week.
Wow.
That goes round the farmers market, so we'll do maybe up to maybe about 8-9 farmers markets at the weekends. That
is fantastic. So every weekend you sometimes at more than one then between you?
Oh aye, there's like usually a Saturday there'll probably about 4 years at den markets.
Fantastic. It's great to hear. And the amount of farmers markets are out. Where locally in Ayrshire is there farmers markets if people are wanting to go and see your stuff and see what else is on offer?
Well, you've got all your local ones. You've got your Ayr Farmers Market down at the bottom of the town in Ayr High Street. You've got your one in Kilmarnock as well. That's just at the, don't even know the bit that's called in Kilmarnock, but
that bit in Killy.
That bit in Killy, aye. Sorry to everybody in Killy. But no, if you even go online, you can look them up. Even if you're not from Ayrshire, you get them in different places.
Interesting, and you know, it's something that, I'll be honest with you, it's not something I've gone to as a farmer's market, but listening to you today, and probably the fact that knowing and after hearing from a lot of the team here at Now Ayrshire about how nice your cheesecakes are, and I've had one once. I met you actually. We met you once when we were doing an outside broadcast.
Yep, that's right.
But out with that, there's probably a lot of fresh produce and nice foods that are there that are available at the markets that you maybe wouldn't get if you go to your big boy supermarkets.
Well, that's it. It's all stuff that we businesses, they're making it themselves. They're all vetted with environmental health as well, so it is all safe food to eat. But it's you'll not buy it in the supermarkets.
No.
The stuff you'll get at farmers market, and it's no mass produced. And you are supporting a local business and a small business.
So there we go. We're all about supporting small businesses and local businesses here in Now Ayrshire Radio. So if you can get down to a farmer's market, go and have a look at it, and you never know the surprises that you might find at it. What would you say, and especially in today's terms, one of the biggest challenges is in running a business?
Biggest challenge, I think, is just kind of try to organise yourself. It's like you'll get messages, like one of the projects we're doing just now, it's like you get so many messages coming through, and it takes up a lot of time, which takes it away for your making and your selling. So I say that's the biggest challenge, is getting organised. Especially
being a small business, and as much as you've got a few of you out at the markets, fundamentally your wife in the kitchen, yourself probably doing a lot of the rest of the stuff. You have to kind of cover a lot of different parts as well. It's when you look at a big company, there'll be payroll departments, there'll be legal departments, there'll be all different procurement departments, whereas you guys are having to manage that yourself, which must take a lot of time out with the markets.
Oh, it does. It doesn't stop. It's 7 days a week. Anybody that's in doing your own business, you know, it's 7 days a week. You don't come in to think you're working 2 days. It's not going to happen.
got to put a shift in, then you hopefully get to reap the rewards off the back of it.
Yep.
We've heard about the listeners' tenner bargain of the week, David, but up next I'm looking for you to let us know your bargain of the week. Plus we're finding out what drives David Stirrat and the Creamy Cheesecake Company to give back locally.
Now streaming
Ayrshire Insights, hosted by Elliot Boyce.
This is Now Ayrshire Radio.
You're listening to Ayrshire Insights with me, Elliot Boyce, and we're still with this week's local legend, David Stirrat from the Creamy Cheesecake Company. It's time to talk community, charity and Ayrshire pride, but before we do that, the listeners have been in touch and let us know their weekly bargain. So the question with you, what is your bargain of the week?
My bargain of the week is buying a load of market stalls.
There we go. That's a good bargain. Now, talking about that, right, you spoke a wee bit off earlier. So what are these for? What is the market stalls for, and what are you doing? Because this really links into some good work that we're all collectively doing on community and Ayrshire pride.
Yeah. Well, we've teamed up with yourselves at Now Ayrshire Radio and the Clock Tower at Auchincruive, and we're bringing a monthly producers market to the courtyard. So the market stalls are going to be put up in the courtyard, and we'll be bringing in some local businesses and some businesses for the Central Belt, will come in to sell their food, and the rent that they pay us for the stall, for the rental of the stall, is all going to local charities in Ayrshire.
Fantastic. So that's happening in Auchincruive. If you don't know where Auchincruive is, do you know what? It's a great place for a dog walk. It's brilliant round here, and it's the Clock Tower Cafe, which is just next to us at Now Ayrshire Radio as well. But if you want to look it up, Auchincruive is a great place to come. It's not far from the Whitlets roundabout. Now, talking about that then, so where did the idea come from? So you've got Clock Tower, Now Ayrshire Radio, and yourselves at the Creamy Cheesecake Company are going to be creating this market. People can come, there'll be stall holders. All money generated from the rental of the stalls are all going to different Ayrshire charities, and that's getting supported through us at Now Ayrshire Radio.
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
Fantastic. And it's going to be happening when?
It starts on May the 17th on Sunday.
Sunday. What time at?
I think it's when you're on the radio, is it not?
Ideal. That's perfect. So, is it once a month?
It's once a month. It's the third Sunday of every month.
So the third Sunday of every month, when you're listening to Ayrshire Insights, driving around, we will be giving it a plug. I'll be going around speaking to the local business and stall holders that are there, and all the money getting raised is being given back to the charities across Ayrshire for all the money that stall holders pay to have their pitch fee and stuff. Fantastic. David, great to hear that happening, and I'm really looking forward to finding out some of the treats that I can get when I come in here on a Sunday.
A few freebies for yourself, I think.
Listen, I would never use my position for freebies, but if you're listening, stall holders, I'll see you on a Sunday. Right, we're going to finish strong with a fun round and find out what's next for David Stirrat and the Creamy Cheesecake Company just after this.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast with Elliot Boyce.
Now Ayrshire.
If you've just tuned in, I'm with David Stirrat from the Creamy Cheesecake Company, and it's now time for 5 fast ones. So David, I don't want you to think about it, just shout out the first answer that comes into your head. Are you ready to play 5 fast ones?
Oh no.
Right, let's go.
I've not been prepped for this one.
You've not. Favourite takeaway?
No, Chinese.
Song that always lifts your mood?
Oh, it'll be Kylie Minogue.
Best thing about Ayrshire?
The crazy folk at Steiner.
The weirdest moment you've had at work?
I don't know. I think just turning up.
Turning up at every market. And the last big one, who plays you in the movie of your life?
Who plays me? Don't know, you beat me in that one.
There we go. Right, thanks for playing 5 fast ones. We'll be asking our guests every week to get involved. So, David, what's next for you and for the Creamy Cheesecake Company?
Right, well, we've sorted out. We're going to be doing a market up at Auchincruive, which is every Sunday.
Every third Sunday, isn't it?
Every third Sunday, sorry.
Once a month, third Sunday.
It would be great to do it every Sunday, but unfortunately we can't. But no, the third Sunday every month, and we're just hoping that everybody comes out, supports us, and helps support the local charities that will be giving the money to.
Brilliant. I think we're also going to be, so it's going to be on a Sunday, I'm going to be broadcasting as well, so we'll be giving it big shouts on there, and I'll be out and about speaking to yourself and all the stall holders, and it's great to hear that whilst we're doing it, the businesses are obviously benefiting from the fact they're able to sell, but the money raised from the stalls going back straight into Ayrshire charities. Fantastic. What's one thing that you hope for Ayrshire's future?
Well, I hope they support us. I went through a bit of kind of mental health stuff, so that's the reason why I'm doing this, to kind of help charities as well. And I'm just hoping Ayrshire, because it's farmers markets and stuff are really big in Glasgow, and there's lots and lots of them in Glasgow, and we've not got a lot of them down here, so we'd like to keep it quite simple down here and only have a couple kind of thing.
It's still quite surprising as well, considering the land that we're in, and there's so many farms around. I mean, you can't really drive through anywhere in Ayrshire without seeing a farm. No,
well, this is true. So that's why our country's so beautiful, because you've got the green farms, isn't it?
It's fantastic. But no, yeah, listen, it'll be great to see the progress that's made around here in Auchincruive. And for anybody looking to get involved with that, keep an eye. We'll be shouting about it on Now Ayrshire Radio. It's at the Clock Tower in Auchincruive. It's going to be the third Sunday of every month.
Sunday. Yep.
And when's that kicking off?
It kicks off on the 17th of May.
So the 17th of May, Auchincruive, for the market that is going to be given back to charities. Fantastic. Right, before we finish up today, have you got any final shout outs and thanks?
Just shout out to everybody that knows me. It's kept me going. My wife especially, she's seen me through bad times and good times, kept me supported, and my kids as well. But like taking all the money off me and going on holidays and stuff. So,
and that's why you go to the markets every week.
That's why we've got to work.
David from the Creamy Cheesecake Company, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.